For a Freak of Freaks, nothing out of the ordinary here, nothing surprising. Fly is still the staple mid laner, and he's been less and less of a liability, I feel, as of late. But at the same time, he still does feel like he's the weak link, and he's playing against the most iconic mid laner. That
we saw him in Kesper Cup. He was also not very good there. I don't know why they're not playing Arthur personally, but maybe something is going wrong behind the scenes, and Arthur was tapering off.
Unless Chovy really wants to grab something out of the ordinary.
Okay, Deft is going to be playing his Jinx. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that little wry smile on his face as well. Of course, if you go back through the years, Deft still has an absolutely ludicrous win rate.
Okay.
So it's going to be his very famous mid Aatrox. This is a pick that dates back a very, very long time, and something that he has had a lot of success on in the past.
And then some of Chovy's health was there, and then it wasn't.
Yeah.
Fly is having a great time here at this stage. Yeah. Once Chovy hits 3, he'll be able to hold his own a little bit better.
Yeah, the Umbral Dash does certainly help, so he has taken that now. But this is getting real rough. As Chovy down to about 100. He does still have that potion that he's only just popped, so he will be able to stay in this lane for a little bit longer. Looks to do a full clear. As we have a look on the bottom side, good hook is going to land there from Vista. As Flame Chomp is not actually going to activate. Great attract repel. Couldn't actually say what it was, as Deft is going to throw out a few rockets here, but Vista's definitely going to get the short end of that.
The resources bar for... Oh, hold that thought.
That was a little bit sad, as Deft not going to be able to click the
There's
and actually doesn't need to worry about it, is exactly right. Chompers are there, and the minions are also, as the crashdown's going to be flayed this time around. Vista was tanking the turret, unfortunately, as we've got double entry towards the bottom side of the map, as Fly's going to teleport down. He's looking for Deft, who still has the flash. He's now up against the wall, does get over, but it's not going to be enough. Undertow catches him. We've got an Infernal Drake to come through next, so another Cloud Soul most likely. As Bank going to be hooked up here. Flame Chompers are good this time around, and Vista just sweeps him up. Deft gets himself a little bit of a shield, and then takes the Lantern for some repositioning. Certainly a very excited Jinx, as now Deft is hurriedly trying to grab that level 6. Exactly, yeah. He gets it! Do we have enough mana?
Ooh.
Yep. This is scary. Okay, Dread's going to come down.
This actually could be a
Ragnarok has been procced, as Deft is going to get stunned up. That's actually a real shame.
Oh my god.
Now he's looking to try and turn it back, but it's not going to work. Double kill for Dread once again.
Oh, 2 for 2.
Swing collects it. Very, very nice.
The Hen stays. He waits, and this is the pairing that, you know, we see so often with the Rel and the Olaf. It's so easy to set up these attract repels.
Chovy looking for Keen.
We absolutely have to take us on YP Esports to try to bring back trade in the game.
There's the Hex Flash. In goes the Killer Instinct as well, as Deft immediately exhausted. Does have his flash available, but he's standing his ground, trying to take down Bang. Takes the Lantern for the extra movement. Oh my goodness, Bang able to flash his way out. Deft getting shot down by minions and has to be careful, as Dread is booking it towards the bottom side, but Johan also is here, as the hook is going to connect immediately. Ragnarok to cancel out the CC. Spear is going to connect there, as Johan, you have to be a little bit careful. Still 1 versus 3 is Deft going to have to take down that ward, and he will do so as Super Mega Death Rocket finds Bang in the back line, and that's the first kill for Hanwha Life Esports.
And you definitely get the Drake now, but you're going to get a little bit more than that. You're hoping for a turret plate. They're actually going to drop this Rift Herald down here, so they're going to get a lot more than 1 turret plate. They're going to get the whole thing, and this is a fantastic position.
And Afrika needs to play as if the Aatrox is around any corner. As we have a look at his bottom side yet again, the playback was very, very good there. You see, like, Deft is holding on to his flash this whole time, creating enough distance. Yep. But unfortunately, this bottom lane from Hanwha Life has just been overstepping their bounds just a little bit, and this Angry Viking coming down has often been scary.
Yeah, he certainly has. In this case, they end up being totally fine, but watch this from
downtown.
With the spear connected with it, that was actually pretty
that
cinematic.
Was actually real dope.
Bang's like, oh no! Too late. He's out. 30 CS up at the moment.
Whoops, Chovy. Yeah, could be in trouble yet again. Does have flash. He's going to use it as he cops a house to the head. Okay, Infernal Chains are going to work out there, as another house is going to collide with the Aatrox.
Fly didn't have ult here. There's, I'll hold that thought.
Okay, Chovy looking for Keen here. World Ender comes down. We'll see whether he can dive this turret as he gets the sweet spot. One more auto will do it. As Chovy, does he have an Umbral Dash? He has the Q! And finishes it off beautifully. A solo kill for a solo kill. That's generally how it works, as Chovy he's between a rock and a hard place a little bit here as Bang's getting a lot of work done. World Ender does come down as Chovy finds himself some relative safety, but it's not as safe as he would like. Lehens gets Super Mega Death Rocket. Don't mind Chovy, he's just going to walk out of the fight as the rest of Hanwha Live are looking to put the screws in. Bang has to limp home, flies at half health.
We've seen Chovy already, no matter what lane he's pushing in, gets out very easily.
Fly's going to get flashed on here as he does make it out, but it's just going to be pulled back in.
Everything he's hit by, everything.
You dodge like one or two things, and then when the 5th and 6th and 7th thing comes at you, then it's...
Chovy is as strong as he's ever going to be at this stage of the game. Like, he's super powerful, he's super potent. It's almost impossible to do with him, and why is Lehens flanking like this?
Lehens is in the wrong position, as he is definitely going to die. Presses Magnet Storm, because why not? As now Vista has to contend with Keen, who does have Mega Nut, but he gets flayed out. And unfortunately, the CC doesn't really work. Super Mega Death Rocket just hitting the backline there as Morgan flashes in. The Slicing Maelstrom is amazing. And honestly, this team fight could not have gone any better. Deft is excited, so are we. And Hanwha Life Esports, with their Baron, decide that they don't even really want to take a dragon.
Like he actually will be able to escape. Sees the ward. Bang is here. Chovy, got to be careful. You don't know about that.
I mean, Chovy sees Bang and he runs forward, as you can see. As okay, Dread's in a lot of trouble. The dragon is going to be taken there, just Johan getting that one done as Chovy. Oh my goodness.
Trying to chase Chovy, then the rest of the map gets opened up for Hanwha Life Esports because they have two great
no, Super Mega Death Rocket even flying through as Fly is actually going to be alive for the moment, but is it going to be for much longer as Crashdown gets Lehens out? This Ocean plus Ocean Soul is
Morgan's
terrifying as Morgan looking for the opportunity here is up. Goodbye Fly. And now Lehens once again trying to crash down out of the fight, but the World Ender comes through from Chovy. They've locked him down. The Magnet Storm does absolutely nothing. Bang now having to get himself the hell out of here. And he'll get slowed down by the Zap as well as in goes Chovy with the flash. Oh my god, Fed Aatrox is a thing to behold.
I mean, once again, watch the flank for Morgan. He knows there's no one here. He even checks with his sweeper, but he already had a control ward here, so he's 100% confirmed. Nobody knows this flank is happening. Once Syndra is gone, you can't peel for anybody here. Keen is like, oh god, don't even have a Mega Nart bar.
Yeah.
Where am I going? Gotta go over the wall. And it's super easy cleanup. Bang gets caught here, and it's just a fantastic follow-up.
It looks like Hanwha Life are not done just yet. 2 inhibitors now looking to try and put some damage onto these Nexus turrets. It's Fly down to half health just from poke damage. Morgan is clearing out the minions like he can, and Vista's throwing out hooks left and right. This is non-committal CC. They're allowed to do this, right? Hanwha Life, they would just keep them here. It's like a shooting gallery. That's a little bit of a stun onto Johan, but they will not be perturbed. Remember, this is Ocean Soul. The play out from Keen. You ain't crushing anyone, my friend. The first Nexus turret goes down. The next one, Def has rockets. Lehens dives forward, but it's suicidal at this stage of the game. The flash play comes through. Morgan presses R just because he's excited. Double kill for Johan. And now, Hanwha Life are just standing next to the fountain, finding all the kills that they would like. Johan, that was a little bit over-ambitious, as now everyone's getting on, pressing their stopwatch buttons, and this game is over. An absolute shellacking from Hanwha Life Esports, and a phenomenal bounce back after their pretty dismal series against Gen G.
13,000 gold to lead at the end of the game as the Nexus falls, and this is what happens when you let Chovy play one of these unusual champions in mid lane.
And of course, you see a lot of damage coming out of these spears and from the Aatrox as well, but some pretty dismal numbers over on the side of Afrika that, honestly, they didn't make it out of mid-game. They just didn't.
천천히. 스턴 매겼어.
Chovy will pick up the POG on Aatrox, the champion. He has not been playing for a while, but still, he was able to pop off. And look at the CS difference at 15-minute mark.
And look, it's not exactly a lot of range.
Yeah, that's my issue.
It is a little bit more skirmishing power, and one thing that Ghost actually has been outspoken about is that Varus, the main thing that he got nerfed in was his early game.
Yeah.
And Kalista, very, very strong in the early game, especially when paired with something like the Thresh.
And
okay.
This works, right? This is the front line that you're going to have. Now you have stronger engage even. You can pull somebody into Kallista's range to help finish them off. You can help lock them down with body slams. Favorite of his as well, 22 and 6.
I think probably one of the most famous Kallista players in the world, as he's going to get exhausted. Deft also got exhausted underneath the turret. And allow yourself to have some artificial pressure. As Johan is down here, he's spotted Dread. As Fly's down as well, immediately roaming towards the bottom side. The hook is going to go wide. Spear connects. But they're not going to be able to act on this by the looks of things, but still a lot of pressure for Afreeca early. On to Keen.
6 is up. This is what I'm talking about.
Yep. Hextech Ultimatum right on top of the Gragas. Nowhere for him to go, and First Blood is so easy. Johan not going to get hit by the spear, as Dread unfortunately misses that. That's going to mean that he's not able to grab the red buff. Fly now slightly out of position as Vista looking for that headbutt pulve. Can't quite get there as he does manage to pulverize Lehens. They focus on him. Deft is here as well as Fly gets a huge shield. Johan running away as fast as he can. Vista doing the same thing. Great play from Lehens, who stays alive for so long. Deft turns around and gets him in the very end as we've traded supports. Like when we went into the replay though, it was like a 7 CS advantage and like Fly leaves for like 5 seconds and then it's all over as there's the Fate's Call. Hook is going to connect there onto Johan as well, who's trying to get out of here. Control ward is down. The Rend comes through as well. He'll have another turtle. And unfortunately, the Pierce ain't going to work. He needed to throw it past the minion. Yeah. Ward is going to go down. Keen is in a lot of trouble. And I said an obvious 2v2 is a 1v1, and this is a 2v1, absolutely. As in goes Lehens and Bang, and they're going to make it a 3v2 instead. Thankfully, I can do that math on the fly as Morgan's in so much trouble. Going to get flayed back. Lehens looking real good. Remember, this guy was known for his thresh play, delivering Skarners, things like that. As now Dread has found Johan, but misses that spear as well. Pesky minion waves getting in the way all over the place.
Yeah, Johan is just, can they actually kill this? I don't think so.
We'll see. Chains of Corruption will go in here as even the Hail of Arrows getting a lot of value. Heal has to be utilized as well as that Primal Surge.
Almost got him. Also, we're going to have this extreme threat in the side lane.
Well, Morgan going to get delivered to Keen, but maybe this is exactly what he wants. As Johan says, oh, maybe I don't want this. As he is going to find him.
Out of turret range.
Oh, no. Okay, teleport going to come forward as Morgan's desperately trying to get the minion wave involved. The teleport is cancelled. And this should be a very dead Gragas as Johan, just wanders away casually. And that's a very comfortable pickup. Okay, there's the flash out by Pulver's Dread. Has to flash his way out of there. Good face breaker though from Fly, who wants to try and get to the showstopper, but unfortunately, he's taken too much damage. Lehens gives him an extra shield, and the Haymaker's going to help out as well, but Hammerlife feeling a bit immovable here.
Turrets, then the inhibitor turret, right? I think we'll get a glimpse of what actually interrupts the teleport in a moment, but this is a really nice trade back here for Keen, but Johan's here. Hextech Ultimatum, unfortunately not able to secure the kill. But Keen actually steps a little bit too far away from the turret here, so it's taking a lot of damage, and it's going to be interrupted by Chovy.
Is he going to blind Chaos Storm? Oh my god, he is. That is... Damn. That's sick.
And that's the end of that, right? You can't join up. If he joins, it might actually be a trade back, but a double kill even.
Yep. Cloud Drake is going to be taken. Of course, as Cloud Soul, as Fly finds himself in amongst 4. His set's pretty good. It ain't that good.
Difficult to deal with is the side laning, as this is just going to be, I guess, the replay of what we missed earlier.
This is Johan just stealing lunch money as well. He just comes in, gets a steal away, and Bang has Rend. Like, that should 100% be Afreeca's.
Yeah, and then Fly is just left behind because there's no way out with the rotation over from these pieces are strong on their own.
Whoa!
Okay, there he goes.
As he does find Deft. Deft is going to flash out of the way, but he does manage to throw through the ulti, and another headbutt to deliver the set. But of course, he has a pretty easy way out of there, but Unbreakable Will's there for Vista. He's not going to be taken down, and in the end, it's a bit of a stalemate.
Somebody can collapse up there and deal with that. They're trying to trade this turret in mid, and they're not even going to get it.
Yep, there's a headbutt pulve, lands on a Keen. Oh, unfortunately, Chains of Corruption, barely. That's how he manages to find more numbers, as Keen is looking for Chovy here, who's going to flash the explosive cast, but not the hook, unfortunately, as Vista. He's going to flash on in, looking for a pulve now onto Keen, as the teleport is a little bit optimistic there from Morgan, who's not going to be able to grab the kill onto Lehens, as it's quite late, but the Fate's Call is going to be there to try and save him. Some low health bars here on Afreeca, as you can see. Hammerlife Esports still happy to push forward.
Chovy, I mean, he is ready for this fight. They're down their Camille, but the low health bars, Chovy wants to fight this. He was like, oh yeah, come in that choke point, I dare you. Death rate value is huge.
Deft and Chovy still alive as in goes Fly, looking for that backline. Stride breakering forward, but Chovy is going to be safe for the moment. Hook is going to land once again, though Lehens has been a god on this Thresh so far this game. They do manage to take down the Udyr, but the damage threats are still here for Harm or Life. That's why you see them walking forward, and they're wanting to deny this soul point.
This is going to be really hard, unfortunately, now for Honor Life Esports to take this fight. Chovy is
Look
too
at the
low.
low health bars.
Yeah.
They've got so much poke. Deft is looking at this shooting gallery as, the face breaker from over the walls. Too nice. And Afrika will be able to take down the Drake. Chaos Storm once again back off cooldown as Vista. Not sure this is exactly where you want to be, my dude, as Morgan does come in. The exhaust down onto Fly as Chovy still here trying to get the work done. But the Haymaker still too strong, and Harm or Life Esports trickling into fights like this ain't going to win a to get it. Then the wave clear is not going to be enough to clear out minion waves as Chains of Corruption fly in, but they do go wide. As now Vista's in so much trouble. Fly finds the backline. He's looking for Deft. The heal goes through, but the sidestep is going to be enough to get him out of the Haymaker. Now Lehens is just going to get burst down, and Fate's Call does absolutely nothing, and you can see Morgan this time has the backup of his team, flashes on top of Bang, and now there's no one left to do damage here for Afrika, and Morgan's having a field day. That's an ace, and speaking of Baron, it belongs to Harm or Life.
Harm or Life are just going to walk up and take it. Afrika freaks are, and they just melt. You cannot fight anymore, and then they go for the chase. So Vista sees blood in the water, goes on alone. Look at Fly, he's here on the flank, and Vista is just unfortunately unable to do anything, but look at the turnaround. Fly, even with his Haymaker, he is not long for this world. And Lehens tries to make a proactive play, but look at Deft, untouched anymore.
Yeah.
And then you've got the lockdown from Morgan. You're just really trapped if you're Afrika Freaks. You can't disengage from this fight anymore.
And it's like they've both got divers here on the side of Harm or Life and Afrika. It's Fly and it's Vista as well that wants to go in and get all of that CC. It's not Morgan. Morgan doesn't want to be doing that. He wants to be going in for the follow-up.
Yeah, he wants to clean
that's
it up.
exactly what happened last time, and it worked out very well. But now Morgan's going to get closed in on face breakers, but so much CC absolutely everywhere. As this time the Camille is going to get wiped out. Chovy out of position, but does go golden and avoids the hook. Another showstopper as Fly is going to flash out, but look at the health bars. They're going down so low as Deft and Chovy are raining hell on top of Afrika. Lining up these arrows as in goes Lehens trying to be the hero. The Fate's Call is going to pull him immediately out. Back in again to try and lock down Deft, but he flashes away and snipes down the Thresh. Chovy still alive, by the way. Locks down yet another one with the Q as the piercing arrow was so close.
Johan
and Bang and
more.
Keen, yeah, they are limping towards this dragon. They want to grab this soul as much as they can as Johan. Though Wolf, it lasted forever.
Yeah, it was a really long fight, but you know, the difference here, the difference maker in this fight is Chovy, and you can see Morgan is not where he wants to be, right? This is not really his fault. He's actually collapsed upon by the blast cone. But if you watch this fight with Chovy, he's in the front line for so long. You can see how far forward Bang actually has to go to do the damage to him. Dread commits in, and when Chovy doesn't die here, Afrika Freaks are doomed because he is just able to continue to do damage from now on, and they don't have any gap closer anymore. They don't have any way to deal with him. Bang is just too low range, and it has to keep kiting away. As meanwhile,
Lehens is at 100 health or something like that. Johan's just going to chase him down. This skin is actually way too cool as the hook is going to taxi him. Oh, the Grump, one more auto. Oh, gets into the brush as now the Grump is going to turn tail. He's looking for Johan instead. Smoke to death. Okay, that'll do it. After this one, because this has been such a dominant performance, as Morgan is going to find Lehens. Okay, this is how it all started before Lehens went on walkabout, as the blast cone's going to be avoided, but Morgan, yeah, he's able to be displaced out of his ulti, so instead it has to be this merry jaunt that good old Johan
look at where
Lehens go on.
Look where everyone engaged. You can't pick anybody in the jungle. And now Johan, the mobile ward, he's looking for lockdown.
Yeah, exactly. And he's 1 versus 2 right now, but he's pretty tanky, as you can see. Not bad. He's still 60 ahead of the clock. As in goes Morgan, does find himself a bit of a stun there onto Keen. Dread. Oh, that's a party cast. It's not really what you want. As Dread is going to go golden. The turret is going to be taken down, though, as now the Nidalee will explode. Primal Surge keeps him alive for a little bit longer as Fly looking for the flank, but he explodes. Oh, manages to get the ulti off first, but is still going to be taken down.
And there's just so much damage here for Honor Life Esports that if you don't get that kill onto Morgan at the beginning, they just walk away from the rest of the team. At this point, for the Baron is pretty quick.
Yeah. And Johan as well can tank it almost indefinitely.
Look at where Vista is. He has full vision here. He has a ward in the brush.
Yep, he's going to get headbutted back, and oh no, Lehen's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Johan's running real fast, as you can see, wanting to start this fight up. Keen goes in, decent cast back, but there's no follow-up. And yep, Fly getting a decent ulti, but as you can see, Morgan's picking up double kills, and Afrika just have absolutely no damage. The wallets be too heavy, and Harm Life, they don't really care about it, Baron. They're just going to win the game.
Chovy just sitting there at full health doing so much damage. And he's like, this is the path of least resistance to the Nexus. I'm going to head right up here.
Yep.
Just like a lightning bolt. Take out this inhibitor and push for the win. Very impressive game for Hanwha Life Esports. They gave up early Drakes. They understood that that was a place in the game where they were going to be the most vulnerable. They wanted to play around their side laning. The Camille got a little bit fed early, and they controlled the macro. They controlled the later fights where the scaling came into play, and it's an easy cleanup here.
Yep, some more kills just to pad these KDAs. 5-1 and 11 on the Varus, but this was a story once again about mid lane difference. Chovy,
can he get 400?
With the most ludicrous gold lead, 395 to 230 as the Nexus dies. And Hanwha Life Esports, after what was a dismal performance in their last series, come back with a vengeance here. Afrika showing a little bit more signs of life in this particular instance in comparison to Game 1, but still, the mid to late game was just owned by, once again, that dude in the mid lane who just seemed to be impervious to death.
Yeah, this is a statement game for Hanwha Life Esports. As you said, after a very weak performance last week and really weak drafting, that was our biggest criticism. The drafts here were a little bit eclectic, right? They weren't normal, and they definitely didn't play to Hanwha Life's normal style at the end moments for the set, who's just trying to flank. This was another attempted flank from Lehen's, who just gets crushed. And I will be critical. Lehen's had some really interesting plays and some really nice attempts throughout this game, but he was often taking very heavy risks and getting punished for it on this Thresh.
This was some classic Lehen's from behind, right? And he doesn't go slowly into the night or quietly into the night. You know, this guy likes to go out with a bang, and thankfully that's his lane partner. So.
Look at Chovy's damage!
Yeah, he does a lot of work. And look, like this is Poke Varus as well. If you guys have seen damage graphs that have lethality Varus in them, he's normally obscenely ahead, but don't worry, Victor is a similar champion, and both of these guys just doing way too much work.
Even though Afrika was putting up a great fight, Hanwha Life was able to come back from the loss, and Chovy picks up back-to-back POG for today's series, and perfect KDA scoreline with massive damage and also insane number of CS and gold farm by himself. Later in the POG interview, and Chovy eclipsing all the other players, and he is climbing up the POG standing now, gaining a sole position of #1 spot in the LCK POG ranking.